you know, Mesquite is well positioned for logistics, warehousing, those kind of facilities, and other commercial establishments like that. One of the challenges that Mesquite has had is you've had no natural gas out here.
Absolutely.
And so, you know, there's been legislation that's been passed to promote and encourage the extension of those gas facilities out into the rural areas, including Mesquite. I think that's number one on the list as far as economic development and diversification you're talking about. We got to make sure and encourage, and I believe Southwest Gas is already coming out here, not only to the commercial centers, but also to the residential areas as well. If that's a facility that's going to be extended now to Mesquite and those resources are available, I think it's going to help a lot. According to the business folks I've been talking about in Mesquite, to help diversify the economy and to bring the companies here. I was told that I think with the economic development efforts in Mesquite, 38 companies have declined to come here and have cited as a primary reason for that, no natural gas.
That's BS.
Okay.
I want to ask you
that's what I was told.
questions. There's two fundamental problems with this particular area. One, you don't have labor. They think you have labor, but we don't.
Qualified workforce.
Yeah.
Workforce development.
And the second primary problem is water. Now, how are you going to reconcile the natural gas issue with water?
First of all, we don't have an issue with water.
Yeah,
well, she's wrong.
Okay, well, I mean, all I can do is tell you what I'm told by the people who are business folks here.
Yeah.
And I had the water district in a meeting with me today.
Okay.
And they didn't say that there was a problem with water.
Then I'll send you the articles and the stats.
Okay, all right, and I'm happy to take a look at that.
Okay.
I think your point about workforce development is a very good one, and the way that we've got to work with Mesquite is to, I think, partner with CSN and also partner with Nevada Workforce Development to coordinate with local businesses. And I was talking with them while I was there in terms of, is there a demand for local workforce development? Do you have the jobs, and can you actually absorb those folks who are going to be trained specifically for your facilities? And they said yes. And so I think as we work together with CSN, we work together with local communities, work together with Nevada Job Force to identify where those jobs are going to be located and what skills are needed. That's how you're going to have a developed workforce.
You got the cart before the horse. I mean, this company wants to come here and they need this kind of workers.
Yeah.
But we don't have them trained, so they can't come here because they don't have a workforce they can use here.
Right.
And you can't build them in anticipation. You know, there was a warehouse company that wanted to come here about a year ago.
Yeah.
Apparently our city didn't have a grip on how many people we even had available here. They did a bunch of work to try and hurry, put some ads in the paper, would you take a job like this, and all those sorts of things.
Sure.
Found out now, they don't have enough people to do that one warehouse.
Yeah, which is why I was asking the existing businesses. I said in my meeting this morning, I said the existing businesses that are in the room today, do you have a need for more employees? The answer is yes. Do you have the need to have more workforce development within the city of Mesquite? The answer is yes. Those are for existing businesses who are here already. And then I think to your point, which is a good one, which is, okay, now once you get that workforce development, other like companies would come here if you have a workforce already developed. That's a good point.
What's your position on drilling natural gas on top of the aquifers?
Well, I don't think we have that issue in Mesquite, do we?
Well, yeah, we do.
Okay, so
Have you looked at the BLM plans on where they propose to potentially lease natural gas?
So are you talking about Southwest Gas bringing out their facilities
No,
here?
there's a BLM plan out of the Ely or Elko office to
lease land
develop
for
oil and gas
for
drilling
natural
about
gas
6
development.
miles from here, which would be extremely close to the aquifer that supplies
Sure.
Mesquite
Well,
with
I
water.
mean, nobody's in favor of dirty water or contaminating the environment. So my position is that they ought to follow all federal and state regulations and make sure that drilling's appropriate, permitted properly.
But
whatever the law is, there are so many laws that are already on the books about drilling, natural gas, oil. Follow the laws, and
yet they keep spilling all over.
I'm sorry.
And yet they keep spilling.
Well, that's a political issue for you all. Then you need to go lobby your congressman and tell them that you want different laws. But my position is follow the laws that are in place, and if the laws need to be changed, that's a federal issue. You can
the
go
way the
lobby your
federal
congressman.
EPA and other laws are written right now, it would essentially allow the drilling for natural gas on top of our aquifers. Do you support that?
Well, I will tell you this. There are a lot of federal laws and there are a lot of state laws about drilling and natural gas and oil and that sort of thing. I think they all ought to be followed. I'm not going to accept your premise that it's going to allow the drilling on top of the aquifers and it's going to contaminate all the aquifers. I don't know that. I haven't seen a study on that. And I got to believe that the state of Nevada and the federal government would have something to say about that. And so I would say...
So you'd be willing to read the information if we provide
Absolutely.
it? Okay.
Yeah. I'd be happy to get educated more on that and understand more fully your concerns. I'm just saying, I know that the federal government has an awful lot of restrictions on drilling and oil and gas production in this country. And if there is a problem with the laws that currently exist, then we ought to make sure that they are modified to ensure that we don't contaminate our drinking water.